Hello and welcome back to another video. In this problem, we're asked to sketch the graph of the function g of x is equal to the absolute value of x minus 1. So we're looking to sketch the graph of this. I think it's easier to find points associated with this function rather than try and think about it conceptually how it would look like in a graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to have points, we're going to have their x and g of x components. So for our values of x, I think it usually -2, 1, 0, 1, 2 is a good spread of values. If you don't have any crazy values in your function, usually these values close to 0 are a good representation of what the function is going to look like. So we have g of -2, g of -1, g of 0, g of 1, and g of 2. And now we just have to plug in these values to find the function's value. So the absolute value of -2 minus 1. The absolute value of -1 minus 1, and so on, just plugging in whatever value it is instead of x. These are equal to the absolute value of -2 is 2, the absolute value of -1 is 1, and then the rest of these, their absolute value are themselves, right? So 0, 1, 2, and then just -1 for all of these. And I'm not doing these all separately just so you can see the pattern. 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus 1 is -1, but we have to keep it positive since it's the absolute value, so it's 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1. So now we can graph this. I'll actually fill in the table. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Next we can graph with just some of the basic points we have. So for -2, we have 1, then we have 0 for -1, 1 for 0, 0 for 1, and 1 for 2. And we can graph a general curve between them. It's going to be pretty blocky, not smooth, because we're dealing with absolute values. So we can say maybe it looks something like this. Sort of W shape. And this is the graph of the function g of x.